But most women who are inexperienced or maybe experienced that have not yet found a value for themselves or a value in others will just say, hey, if he can buy me and he can take care of, not buy me, but if he can take care of me and do things for me and purchase things for me, yes, I will love him. I will be with him as long as he keeps doing those things for me. So the question would be for the man in that situation, why should I?
Finally! Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Greetings. Once again, it's your boy, Cypher Da MC, the Muhammad Ali of MCs. You know who it is. Back with you once again. I greatly appreciate you joining me today on the Into the Cypher podcast. It's Wednesday. It's another Wednesday. Where's my homie at?
Hump Day!
There you go. It's another Wednesday, here to get you through the rest of the week into the weekend, because I know you have great things coming. You have great things planned, don't you? And as always, my DJ is on point.
He's on fire!
Steph Curry, Kyrie. If you're new to the podcast, I greatly appreciate you stopping by and giving your boy a chance, giving your boy a shot. Whether you're into podcasts or anything such as that, I appreciate you stopping through. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet, party on down to the Cypher beat. I came up with that one somewhat on my own. If you've been rocking with your boy for a minute, you know what it is, how we do. Cypher Gang, Cypher Nation, stand up. I appreciate you for allowing me to do what I do. I love it. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. I really do. Shout out to Jay-Z. I'm going to get into our disclaimers. I'm not a psychiatrist nor a psychiatrist.
Nope.
There we go. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a sex therapist. I'm not a family therapist. I'm not a financial guru or legal advisor. Nothing of the sort. I don't have any masters or doctorates on my wall from Harvard. I am just a regular. Say it with me now, if you know it. I am just a regular Joe Schmo. Just a regular guy giving you the benefit of his experience, his perspectives on life, this journey that we're on. And I say we, because I'm on this journey with you, learning day by day, on this path to be the best versions of ourselves, the way the Creator intended us to be. I got it done in less than 3 minutes this time, people. So there you go. So you're probably wondering what today's topic is about. Why should I? Why should I? I'm going to give you some background, some context, and then we'll delve into it. Delve, I say. We use our SAT words on the podcast, people. If you haven't been using SAT words, what did you take it for? You got to use them while they're still good. They got a shelf life of a couple years. So, I myself, we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, so big ups to us. 2 years. Podcast is 2 years old, still in its infancy for the most part. 2 years on YouTube, things of that nature. So again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I greatly appreciate you as a subscriber, just as a viewer. I appreciate you. Trust and believe I have many more things to come. And the reason why I kind of do those random videos or those day in the life videos, which I've started doing as a series, is mainly because I want to show and exemplify SAT words. Exemplify exactly that I'm just an ordinary guy. I didn't come into this knowing exactly what to do. I don't have a background in video editing or mass communications, or I didn't come from the industry of news and then decided to do a podcast. No, it was decided, put on my heart, really, to do a podcast. So every day I go through and I look at how can I build. I'm all about building. I'm all about providing content, providing value, because I want to help people. It's genuinely in my nature to want to be helpful. Though sometimes people make it hard. Humans make it hard. Let's face it. Much of human kind of, what do you want to say? Human trials and errors and issues and problems and whatever is not caused by some anomaly or some global phenomenon. It's caused by ourselves. We cause our own pain. We cause our own misery. But oftentimes we do not want to take ownership of it. We don't want to take ownership of it. We don't want to take a kind of a accountability. That's the word. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Humans are the pettiest creatures on God's green earth. There are no other beings, creatures that God has created that are as petty as human beings have become. That's just how it is. If something is going wrong or not going the way that we planned or hoped, it's always someone else's fault. Someone has to take the blame. Someone has to take the fall. Be a fall guy. Lee Majors.
Bruh.
Great show. But let's face it. Why should you care? Why should I care? Why should I support? Why should I understand? Why should I value? Why should I forgive? Why should I move forward? For those of you that are in relationships or coming out of relationships and you're kind of bitter and how things ended and you're trying like, well, I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive her. Why should you forgive? Why should you move forward? Why should you progress? Why is it in human nature that we are such a culmination of different things? We can hate and love someone at the same time. We can not like someone but still want to be in their presence or want them in our presence at the same time. How? Because it's just human nature. That's just the way humans are. Many of us don't sit there and think about human nature in that way. We don't think about ourselves and our place in the world. We're just going through the motions, wake up, go to work, come back, eat, poop, take a shower, go to sleep, do it all over again. Maybe not all in that order the next day and the next day and the next day. Are you the oldest in your family? Are you the oldest sibling? Let me put it that way. Why should you set an example for the other siblings? Should you? It's up to you. It's objective. Why should you put yourself out there? Why should you be the first in your family to go to college? Why should you be the first in your family to start a business? Why should you be the first in your family to kind of try to set the tone for others to follow? Because it is within us to do so. It is ingrained in us to do so. It is ingrained in us to want better or as good for our fellow man. We just happen to be related to most of these people. Let's face it. If you are on good terms with your siblings, brother or sister, you would want them to have the same thing that you have. The same success, maybe in a different way. You know, they're successful in, sports, or they're successful in science, or they're successful at their job, or what have you. As long as they're happy, you want that success for them. You want them to be successful. You don't want to see any ill will fall upon them. You don't want to see anything negative occur to them. Why? Because it is in our nature. Now, with that being said, it is hard sometimes for us to be in our own natures. It is hard to care. It is hard to support. It is hard to understand. It is hard to value, especially if those things are not reciprocated. Many of our human relationships are built on reciprocation. Hey, if you do this, I'll do that. If you do this, I'll do that. If you care about me, I'll care about you. If you love me, I will love you. Oftentimes, however, as we know by the divorce rate in this country, oftentimes it does not work out that way. Oh, you love me? That's great. I love me too. I just need for you to love me a little bit more, and I'm going to keep loving myself. I'll see if I can spare any love for you. I'll see if I can think about valuing you or appreciating you or things of that nature. I'll see if I can pencil you in. That's oftentimes what we do. We pencil people in. Like, hey, you know what? I will love you if you buy me this, or I love you because you buy me this. Much of the love, quote unquote, that is shared is based off of material things, or it's conditional. Let's just put it that way. It's conditional love. A lot of women will say they love a man if he has a lot of money, if he takes her shopping. This doesn't go for all women, of course, but most women who are inexperienced or maybe experienced, that have not yet found a value for themselves or a value in others, will just say, hey, if he can buy me and he can take care of, not buy me, but if he can take care of me and do things for me and purchase things for me, yes, I will love him. I will be with him as long as he keeps doing those things for me. So the question would be for the man in that situation, why should I?
Are you dreaming of a better credit score? Ready to take control of your financial future? Introducing Credit Rent Boost, the innovative solution to boost your credit with your rental payments. With Credit Rent Boost, every one-time rental payment becomes an opportunity to strengthen your creditworthiness. Watch your credit score soar as you build a positive payment history effortlessly. Why not get credit for the rent you pay and unlock doors to better financial opportunities? Join the thousands who have already experienced the power of Credit Rent Boost. Don't let your rental payments go unnoticed. Another added benefit is that you can also get credit for rent you've paid for the last 2 years. Credit Rent Boost, unlocking your path to a stronger credit score.
Why should he? Some men will be happy to do it. They'll be like, hey, I have so many women, it doesn't matter if and so much money, I can do this and do that. And then you have those that actually care. You actually have those that care. Like, I value myself a little bit more than to be used for my resources. I would want someone that will love me and push me to be better, push me to greater heights, not push me to make more money just to spend it on them. Again, I like to use myself as an example simply because I don't want there to be any non-clarification as far as where I'm coming from. I want to always be certain that I'm coming from a place of either first-hand sight or that I've actually had this occur to me, so you'll know where I'm coming from. I myself want to be the first multimillionaire in my family. Ooh, shock. I want to be that person. I want to be the first multimillionaire in my family. Now, in order for me to do this, there's certain things that I'm going to have to kind of trim the fat on, so to speak, meaning I'm going to have to kind of cut back on certain things. I'm going to have to kind of put certain things to the side. I'm going to have to make sacrifices and things of that nature, all the while creating a not going to say a routine, but a process, a workflow to increase my cash flow. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that didn't go over anyone's head. You have to kind of put yourself in that position of saying, you know what, everything that I've been doing up until this point, some of that is going to have to be cut out. I'm going to have to start protecting what I'm investing in. And what I'm investing in the most is myself. So why should I care about going out as much, or why should I care about hanging out with, my friends or coworkers after work or what have you as much, or anything such as that? And it's not a matter of why should you, it's a matter of you shouldn't, because you have to kind of put it in a way that makes sense to your mind, to your brain. You have to kind of trick your mind, so to speak, so your mind can understand, so your body will follow. Have you ever thought of possibly starting your own podcast? Well, I can tell you firsthand they can feel overwhelming if you don't know where to get started, and that's where Buzzsprout comes in. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch a professional podcast, already helping over 100,000 people launch their own podcasts. Buzzsprout will get your podcast into every major podcasting platform like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. You also will get a great-looking podcasting website and so much more. To start your own podcast and get a $20 Amazon gift card, follow the link in the show notes. This lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you and helps support our show. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to start a podcast. And when your mind starts to pretty much recreate its own atmosphere, because remember now, everyone is a planet unto themselves. They're in their own solar system. They're their own planet. They're just kind of revolving around whomever or whatever. So you kind of have to go back to the drawing board and start from the beginning. Big bang yourself.
Bruh.
That sounds a little perverted, but You understand what I'm saying. The Big Bang Theory. You got to start from the beginning. You've seen all the documentaries and all the sciencey, depictions of how the Earth was formed, and it was this spinning cloud of dust and rock and all this sort of stuff, and it was formed and all that sort of stuff. We have to do that with ourselves. Figuratively speaking, of course, where we kind of clear out those distractions, those things that don't mean much, don't matter much, and sometimes that will make others upset. Sometimes that will make those closest to you wonder and scratch their heads like, what is she doing? Like, why is she not coming around as much? Or why is she always working? Or why is she always focused on this? And it's really nothing to do with you personally. It's a matter of that this person is prioritizing what is important in their journey. They have to write their own map. They have to make their own map and say, okay, I need to make sure that this is done. Okay, this needs to be done. But in order for me to do this, oh man, this is going to cut into my hangout time with my best friends. Oh wow, if I cut back on this, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get my nails done as much. I'm not going to be able to get my hair done as much. You know what? I'm going to have to kind of like put off getting that PS4 or that PS5 or whatever. I'm going to have to kind of not be able to hang out, fellas. Why? Well, what's going on? Because I care about myself enough on this journey to prioritize. Why should I care? Because I have to have the mindset that I'm already going to be successful. I have to have the mindset that what I'm doing, it's going to have a benefit to it. It's going to be a reward to it. There is a motivational speaker, entrepreneur. His name is Jim Rohn, or is it Jim Ron? R-O-H-N, Jim Ron. He actually mentored, I keep wanting to call him Tim Robbins, Tony Robbins. He actually was the one that mentored Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins is one of the biggest motivational speakers and life and business strategists in the world. Authored countless books, got started in infomercials and things of that nature. Jim Rohn said that you are the sum of the 5 people that you are around the most, that you in your circle the most. Meaning, if you hang around mostly negative people, you most likely will be a negative person. You'll have a negative mindset. You may look at things from a cryptic or a sort of a half, cup half empty perspective. And see, the thing of it is, the only thing with that is you never want to have that type of energy. You never want to have that type of energy. And you have to prioritize and make sure that that energy does not come into your realm, does not come into your atmosphere, so to speak. So the answer to, why should I? Why should I care? Why should I support? Why should I give a damn? Because it is within you. It's who we are. Now, you may not care as much, but to a small degree, you still care. You still want to value. You still want to forgive, because you don't need, the lighter that you are, the better your travel. You can't travel with a whole bunch of baggage with you. You cannot do it. So the baggage of not forgiving or not moving forward or not progressing, you have to let that baggage go, because it's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you. So make sure you take that with you this week here, into your work week, into the week here. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's your boy Cypher Da MC, the Muhammad Ali of MCs. And as always, before you love anyone else, you must first love yourself. And I love this thing, y'all. Cypher, the Bronx Dump. Always.
I will not lose. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors.